Social engineering.
Oh shit, my
Part
bad.
2.
That's the wrong slide. Y'all keep letting these blonde moon people do whatever they want with your history. This for the Pan-Africans. It's for the Pan-Africans right here. Y'all keep letting these blonde moon people do whatever they want with your history, Mr. African. I've been teaching Indian history, and at the same time, we've been learning African history. Why? Because Indian and African have a close-knit history. From South America to the west coast of Africa have a close and ancient history. Shout out to the Mongolian spots. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to talk about one, you got to talk about the other. And if you talk about real history, you got to talk about real history as a whole. You got to talk about the wild men, the Anglos. You got to talk about the Saxons, the Jutes. You got to talk about Japhet. You got to talk about the Ashkenazi. You got to talk about all the melanated Germans, melanated Romans, the Greeks, the Dutch. You got to talk about all that shit as a whole. You got to talk about social engineering. You got to talk about eugenical sterilization in America. You got to talk about when dude with the funny mustache literally said out his mouth, everything I learned from Jim Crow. You know what I'm saying? But Hollywood, he got the world thinking that the dude with the funny mustache is the monster of the world. Well, the monster of the world said he learned from Jim Crow, so y'all tell me what the fuck America is then. Tell me what America is then. If this monster saying, I learned from them, what the fuck we in then? What? All the propaganda that he learned? All the eugenics and all this, man, he learned that shit from here, man. But quit playing, dog. That shit's documented. He said, who's the dude with the funny mustache? You know the dude with the funny mustache. You know the dude with the funny mustache. But it's not taught. Welcome to social engineering. They all come from Nicki Minaj, which it'd be hilarious when everybody be like, Nicki, they're better than Nicki. They all act like Nicki Minaj. What the fuck is y'all talking about? And Nicki Minaj act like Lil' Kim. And Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown was the ones that kind of started this shit, for real. I know y'all gonna be like, no, 19, 20. I ain't talking about that shit. I'm talking about this shit right here that's detrimental to our people. You know what I'm saying? Folks wasn't using no 808s. 432. Nobody wasn't doing all that back then. You know what I mean? I was just grabbing the mic, spitting. I'm talking about now, that shit that's detrimental, that's shaping the minds of our youth in society, the social engineering of the masses. This shit's in TV, and they still showing you slave movies to reinforce that narrative. School ain't even teach you that. Everything you know about slavery came from a fucking TV. Motion pictures is the most powerful propaganda tool at disposal. All right? Bro, who told you was a slave? Either the TV or the school. So if it's TV, motion pictures is the most powerful tool. And if you say it was school, then McGraw-Hill told your ass, which came from the Rothschilds and Tavistock Institute. So who told you was a slave again? It wasn't your grandmama, actual family member of your family. Who told you was African?